Hello there, lovely people. Adele-Marie here with some interesting video content for you. I would like to share a couple of tips for you if you have ever had any kind of weight loss surgery. Now, I have lots of experience in terms of this because I am a life coach and a clinical hypnotherapist. I was a personal trainer and I do still teach yoga. So I've been in the health and wellbeing industry for 17 or so years. I've got first-hand experience of this too, and it's a situation, a topic, should I say, that's very close to my heart because my mum was the third woman in the country to have what was called then a gastric staple, and she was really poorly. So I remember being on brownie camp, guide camp, I think it was, at like 10, 11 years old. And back in those days, we didn't have mobile phones. So I remember the teacher taking me every single day to the phone box. And I used to have to call home to see how my mum was because she was really in quite a lot of danger and she was really poorly. So I understand from a first hand how this kind of surgery affects you on a not just a physical level, and I think that this is what's really underestimated, and I'm really concerned that there is not enough support in terms of mental and emotional well-being. I know that before the operation you have a couple of counselling sessions depending on who you have your surgery with, and then you're kind of left to your own devices. Now let me tell you what really bothers me and the science behind this. Every single cell of your body contains every single memory, emotion and trauma that has been stored in your body for quite some time. Now if you are an overeater, you have been eating your problems into your body. And this is what happens. And I'm a specialist in weight loss. I've written a book on permanent weight loss and I've studied it for a long time. Now, if you think about it, every single cell of your body is holding not just fat or whatever it is that you're holding on to, different areas of the body and different cells. And when you're releasing all of that fat through gastric surgery, then what happens is all your other stuff comes up and you're just left with it. And there's nowhere for it to go, and if you're not seeing a therapist, a hypnotherapist, a coach, or something of that sort, then you're just left with a great big deal of shit, excuse my French, to deal with. This can then manifest itself into more health concerns or issues, and I then get to mop up the aftermath of people's surgeries because they come to me and they feel down, depressed, maybe they're not getting what they thought that they would from the surgery, they're not managing with their emotional state, maybe some alternative health concerns have come up. Because if you don't treat the cause, you're going to be left with the same symptom, or your body's going to find a different way of talking to you, giving you a different symptom. So as I promised the lady on my Facebook feed that I would give her some help and some tips with these issues that she's had in terms of energy, and I'm going to give you a couple of nutritional tips in a moment. You have got to deal with what was causing you to overeat in the first place. You have got to deal with stuff emotionally. You've got to find some support. You've got to check out what your belief structure is, what your internal dialogue is. You've got to feed and nurture yourself, not just on a physical level, but on a mental, emotional and spiritual level as well. And this is really not just important. For me, it's absolutely vital if you don't want to end up with more serious health concerns down the line. So that's something that's absolutely vital. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend that you get a juicer. It's not expensive to get a juicer. I got my last one from eBay. It was about 30 quid and it was a new one. Or if you just Google it, you'll find loads of different options. You can get a blender as well, and blending and juicing is equally as important. I haven't got a preference to one against the other. I do use my juicer a little bit more regularly, but a juicer and a blender is ideal. If I was to offer you some advice, then I don't know, would I prefer a juicer? I think just because of my background, and I was introduced to juicing before the whole blending thing, so I have more knowledge in terms of juicing. So juicer and a blender, and to allow your body to heal and to sit and do some meditation. And to sit and meditate, and people often ask me, how do I go about meditating? So just put your phone on silent for 10 minutes, put an alarm on and focus on your breath, and your mind will wander off and it'll go on to give you all kinds of conversations, you know, like, oh, shut up, thanks for sharing, I'm going to focus back on my breath. It takes a little bit of focus, it takes a little bit of discipline, but at least 10 minutes every day. And people say, I haven't got time to meditate for 10 minutes. Then if you haven't got time, then do it for an hour. And that's how the saying goes. And that is so important, because it's really important to check out your internal dialogue. Listen to some hypnotherapy. I can help you out with that if you haven't got a good source. And then if you can and you do have access and finances, get yourself to a good herbalist. And again, I can recommend the most amazing one, because I really think that your body needs some herbal support to support everything in terms of your immune system, your digestive system, because everything will have totally changed. And then just also get yourself a journal and write down your goals. Write down not just how much you want to weigh or what size dress you want to be. Write down how you want to feel. What will that give you emotionally? Because we all want to achieve these goals. Now, we want to achieve these goals not because of the goal, because it's boring, the goal. You're going to achieve the goal because of what it gives to you. So you must buy yourself a really fancy notepad, a journal, and write down these wonderful goals and what you're going to get from them, because that is super, super important. If you'd like any more help, then I will gladly make some more videos in terms of recipes, juicing. Don't even worry too much about recipes. More vegetables than fruit. Just one apple if you're doing some juicing. My favourite recipe, which I do all the time because it's super easy, is courgette, cucumber, celery, a lime or a lemon with the skin on. Just whack it in, and one apple. And that yields a nice big green juice, and I feel amazing. And that would be the best thing that you can possibly do to help you with your energy levels after weight loss surgery. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope I didn't waffle too much, but it's really something that I am passionate about, because I'm just, as I said last week in one of my posts, I'm just done with people suffering unnecessarily. There's just no need when there's so much help out there. If I can help you, then please let me know. Drop me a comment or a message, and I'll really do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Have an amazing day, you gorgeous person. Bye-bye.